All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Moon versus 120. This game taking place here on Last Refuge. Moon has spawned as the blue Night Elf player over here on the top right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, 120 has spawned over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Yeah, 120 ER Ling. I'll just call him 120 even though his name is technically 120. Too difficult to not say 123. Full score for color. All right, yep. Let's see what's going to be going down in this matchup as I make my predictions. Altar of Elders, Keeper of the Grove with Archers has really been the strong play that Moon has been going for. Meanwhile, are we going to be looking at Altar of Darkness, Death Knight, or are we going to be looking at Crypt Lord? Both have become much more viable options. And well, this is a tournament match. This is from World Cyber Games 2020, the 1v1 tournament. World Cyber Games, yeah, something that I didn't think I'd be hearing for a long time from beyond the game. I don't know, just hearing these old tournaments coming out of the woodwork and being able to just enjoy them as well. So many great matches. WarCraft 3, even though all of the slack and all of the negative press that Blizzard has gotten for WarCraft 3 Reforged, how it didn't really meet the expectations for a lot of the hardcore community, it has grown the community, and you have to acknowledge that just because of the sheer number of tournaments and the amount of investment it feels like Blizzard is putting into this esport. All right, Archer going to end up getting ensnared here. Ancient of War going to be absorbing a little bit of damage before the hero makes its way over, and it is, in fact, a Keeper of the Grove. All right, yep. I really like purple undead. I don't know why. It just seems like the right color for an undead army, as the this undeady glow, this eerie glow. Maybe green also works as well, as the Death Knight now makes its way out across the map. Keeper of the Grove still has not gone for its first ability as of yet, so still has access to Entangle. In Undead Campaign, I think purple was the color. Alright, as the Death Knight now makes its way off to the north. Alright, what is this Keeper of the Grove going to try and do next? Where is it going to head off to? Acolyte. Well, getting in just some free damage onto those wisps, but not quite sure. Not this one. All right, quick Death Coil finishing off one wisp right there. Are we going to see another Death Coil finishing off another wisp? That is the question. Or we could see a detonation instead. No detonation. Wisp are just, well, playing around right here as we see a quick detonation onto that Death Knight. Death Knight wants to try to finish off some more wisps right here, and this is a major harassment. Keeper of the Grove is also here as well. Are we going to see an entangle? Yes, we will. The Death Knight getting entangled right here, but it will end up being able to head back out. Keeper of the Grove getting that little bit of an entangle to just flush out a little bit more damage. The Death Knight doesn't want to stick around for far too long, as this Acolyte will get taken out as well. All right, Acolyte, there it goes. And Death Knight using that Rod of Necromancy, trying to, well, do a little bit more harassment. We are still sitting at tier 1 right now, and this is exactly what 120's strategy is. He wants to try and, well, constantly put pressure onto the wisps, and every time he takes out a wisp, it is another wisp that needs to be retrained, and then a little bit of a delay to tier 2. By delaying that tech to tier 2, he comes out in a good situation as well, as he knows that he doesn't have to deal with dryads or ancients of lore for a little bit longer. All right, we're looking at 110 lumber. It looks like a couple of wisps were taken out, so that is going to affect the amount of lumber that Moon has once he gets to tier 2, finishes it off. Is he going to try to get the Goblin Alchemist and still try to train up and well, get all of the necessary Ancients of Lore, or is he going to end up being behind on lumber, and will that end up negatively impacting the timing as well? Undead purple was darker than this, I think, but yes, it fits them. Yeah, yeah, this is almost a pink, but yeah, I think a darker purple would actually work a little bit better, as the Forest Troll Trapper should give level 2 to that Death Knight, as the Death Knight now wanders around again. Keeper of the Grove of Moon, well, setting up an expansion. No big surprises here, as that Keeper of the Grove, well, does a quick work off of that expansion there. So far, the Huntresses are going to be able to do a little bit of scouting. Ghouls are getting ensnared. A little bit of extra damage. Death Knight picks up a Sentry Ward. Where is it going to try and go next as the Skeletal Minions head back off to the north? Is this the game Back to Work was casting a few hours ago? I don't know. I just pulled a game that I pulled a game. I wasn't actually watching or watching the Back to WarCraft cast. I was actually asleep, but still enjoying all of these games here once again. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Back to WarCraft was on the docket to cast all of the World Cyber games not too long ago. Now, what is going to end up happening? Moon is already heading to tier 2. We are not seeing a Lich as of yet. Surprised that we don't see some sort of second hero. The Ziggurat is a little bit delayed, so 120 actually making a little bit of a mistake there, not being able to start his Lich that much earlier. Now we are almost done at Tree of Life. Are we going to end up seeing Moon get his second hero before 120 does, as that Ziggurat was delayed? And then, well, gonna end up, that Ziggurat was delayed and gonna end up keeping 120 on one hero a little bit longer. The Death Knight should have been trying to clear out creep camps, or at least getting in some damage somewhere to get in some additional experience before that additional hero is trained up, as we now see a Gargoyle out in the air. They have more than 2 casters, so they can cover much events, long time stream. Yep. They do exactly that. A Sentry Ward now is dropped down. Keeper of the Grove is in position. Are we going to see this Ancient Protector taken down? Yes, we are. There goes a Detonation. Skeletal Minions, as the Death Knight now trying to escape back as well. Down to 144 hit points. Does have Unholy Aura. Should be able to escape back. Again, retreating back all the way home. Meanwhile, the Gargoyles are staying to try and constantly put pressure on this entangling gold mine. However, there are 3 archers in position as well. Alright, Gargoyle going after a Keeper of the Grove. That's not going to be a fight that 120's Gargoyle is going to win at all. Meanwhile, we are looking at a Lich now joining in on the fight, as an Alchemist already retreating back home, and it's going to be able to stay in position, perhaps put some extra pressure as well. Lich out onto the field. Keeper of the Grove is in position right there. Gargoyles looking to back up. We are now back on Blight. 120 needs to get some Obsidian statues to repair and heal up all of these Gargoyles as well. Gargoyles going up against all of these mass archer strategies, a little bit questionable, especially considering that acid bomb. That negative armor coupled with that damage over time. There goes a Frost Nova across all of those archers right there. There's that acid bomb. Our Gargoyle could get taken down. There it goes. And that negative armor coupled with that damage over time, very, very big impact, as the Death Knight now in a little bit of trouble as well. Alright, Death Coil onto a Gargoyle to try to keep it alive. Meanwhile, the Death Knight down to 156 hit points. It's going to be able to head back away, as we're looking at 38 supply compared to 41. Army sizes are about the same. Lich could be in a little bit of trouble. Are we going to see an Entangle somewhere else? Or perhaps onto the Death Knight. Death Knight down to 100 hit points. Are we going to see an Entangle? No, we are not, as the Death Knight able to slip away. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove still taking a little bit of damage once more, as we should be looking at the aggroing of the Forest Troll Trapper. What's going to end up happening? Going after those units here. That negative armor, a little bit of extra damage as well. Gargoyle is still losing a little bit of hit points, as they are trying to retreat back once more. Obsidian statues. Goblin Alchemist still has that air attack once again, as the Keeper of the Grove down to 131 hit points and needs to retreat. Alright. Alchemist, Keeper of the Grove making their way back over here to the top right. And yes, I do use classic graphics. I personally prefer them. It actually is easier to watch on a stream, I found, because of the extra higher detail and resolution whenever the camera is moved in Twitch. On Twitch, even though it looks fine for me, there's actually a little bit of tearing because of all of the additional detail, and oftentimes that additional detail doesn't actually make it easier to spot anything. Death Knight sitting at level 3 gets in a Death Coil onto the Archer. Archer looks like it's going to get taken down. There you have it. Death Knight could be in a little bit of trouble. That potion of lesser invulnerability is going to be coming to an end, as we're looking at more damage still adding up. Death Knight now needs to back up once more, as the Death Knight, well, retreating here. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove looking to finish off the remainder of this creep camp. There was a Tome of Intelligence +2. I think it was picked up by that Goblin Alchemist, as the Keeper of the Grove sits at level 3, and the Alchemist is going to try and get to level 2 after clearing out this Ogre Magi creep camp. Is there an Ogre Magi there? Yes, there is. He's just hanging back a little bit longer than he should be. Coming back the other side to Death Knight, now at level 3, double obsidian statues. Gonna go ahead and repair. Everyone does like it. New graphics need to be more simplified, and some reforged units are so different. Even individually, side by side, each of the units in Reforged look better, but you aren't designing you are designing a game that has a lot of units out in the field, and you need to be able to look at those units and be able to make clear decisions very, very quickly. Sometimes things get lost a little bit, at least in my eyes, because I haven't been trained with that just quite yet. We're looking at, well, a mass archer army right now. Moon with this massive archer army, 17 to 21 damage, piercing damage with average attack speed. And we may even be going for, yes, a Priestess of the Moon with True Shot Aura, just to add in a little bit more damage. All right, there goes an ensnare onto the archer. However, the archer can shadow meld and hide even though he is ensnared. If you did not know, you are only revealed to the units that actually ensnared you. So if the creeps ensnare you, well, you can still hide fairly well. All right, Moonwell gonna get taken down. Ghouls and gargoyles making their way through. Tree of Life could end up getting pressured down here in just a moment. Are we going to be looking at repairs? In comes a couple of repairs. There comes some detonations, as well as the Dark Ranger is in play here. Dark Ranger has Black Arrow, and oh, this could be a bad sign for this Goblin Alchemist. Alchemist down to 276 hit points. It does have some armor, but not that much, as the, well, healing spray and trying to keep all of those units alive. One ghoul going to end up getting taken down. Skeletal minions getting taken out as well, as the Alchemist needs to find a way to heal back up. Keeper of the Grove going to be in a little bit of trouble, as it's in that frontline spot. Alchemist no longer, well, doesn't have that much mana, as the Keeper of the Grove dodges a Death Coil with a Scroll of Town Portal. Where is it going to try and go next? Death Knight leaving behind 2 tomes, as the, well, the race is on to finish off this Tree of Life. Tree of Life down to 800 hit points and dropping very, very quickly. Meanwhile, Night Elf army trying to head back over there. Will it be able to get there in time? Down to 400 hit points and still falling very, very quickly. A couple of repairs. There's a couple of detonations. It's not going to be enough, as the Tree of Life does end up falling right there. He was trying to get every bit of gold out of that gold mine before the detonations came into play, as the Alchemist, well, moves on through and gets those quick 2 tomes. Alchemist now already up to level 2 armor and up to level 5 with that Ring of Protection, making him much more difficult to take down. Huntresses are going to be getting into position here. Are we going to perhaps see a couple of dead ghouls? That's going to be the question, as they were trying to retreat back and not having that much luck. Scroll of Town Portal, however, for a quick retreat right there, as the Priestess of the Moon does in fact get to level 2. New Tree of Life being placed down. Meanwhile, 120 does not have an expansion up and running as of yet. This could be a little bit of bad news here. Death Knight and Lich, however, if they can get to level, if the Lich can get to level 3 and also gain silence on that Dark Ranger, well, Healing Spray will be shut down, but so will Tranquility as well. One of those things where channeled abilities just end up falling apart just a bit. As the Dark Ranger's level 1 ability or level 2 ability should be able to shut that down. Coming back around, we're looking at, well, Alchemist and Keeper of the Grove still fighting their way through. Priestess of the Moon making its way in, does have an Orb of Venom. So Orb of Venom, is it going to be given to the Keeper of the Grove, as the Orb of Venom does not stack with Searing Arrows. So, and that is something to be aware of. If you give that Orb of Venom to the Keeper of the Groves, you can still use Searing Arrows as well, or is Searing Arrows the only one that actually allows? That would make sense if Searing Arrows allowed for that damage, that effect to actually double up. Another Scroll of Town Portal by 120, and 120 doing a great job picking up the powerful items. The Death Knight picking up, has a Hood of Cunning, and also what other item was dropped right here? Does the Lich have it? Oh, double Hoods of Cunning. So the Lich and the Death Knight both have +4 stats. Trents allow you to creep faster early, and Entangle is the strongest, but I didn't see anyone retrain to Thorns Aura later. Maybe Thorns Aura is just weaker all game long. Thorn's aura is... Well, Thorn's aura against is effective against the abominations, right? But you got to remember the abominations are really there just to absorb damage more than anything, and perhaps spread that disease cloud right now. Archers are going to be able to get in a lot of piercing damage here, and are we going to actually see the Death Knight get creep jacked and not be able to pick up the level 7 Gargantuan Sea Turtle item? That's going to be the key question here, as the timing is absolutely spot on. Death Knight going to try and go after that Gargantuan Sea Turtle. Death Coil saving that Dark Ranger item. Talisman of Evasion picked up by the Dark Ranger, and once again a very quick retreat once more after killing that main target. Priestess of the Moon does get to level 3, level 2 True Shot aura, giving a major damage bonus now to all of the range units once more. And well, we're also looking at the Huntresses. Archers are all making their way through as well. Alright, Hood of Cunning now giving to the Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger having that additional agility and intelligence, going to be able to do a little bit more damage, have a little bit more armor in those upcoming fights too. Where's that? Oh yeah, additional armor coming in from that frost armor as well. 53 supply compared to 48. Thank you for the follow. As we're looking at a Tree of Life now being built here at the 4 o'clock expansion location. Moon trying to get that expansion up and running. 120 is doing his best to keep this game in a low upkeep fight. There is about 5 minutes of mining left as we now see unsummoning of a crypt. So trying to get every bit of gold possible. Meanwhile, the Death Knight doesn't seem to be too concerned about setting up an expansion of his own. Lich picks up another item right there, and the items on the undead may actually be the saving grace for the undead army and 120 right now. 120 finally going into low upkeep. Perhaps he sees something that indicates that this is the perfect opportunity to try and go for an engagement, as we're looking at Deathcoil Frost Nova finishing off an archer right there. Alright, quick kills once more. Units all trying to get healed back up, and while trying to get more mana onto those heroes once again, as the Death Knight and the Lich are going to be constantly just putting in pressure. Are we going to actually get another Deathcoil Frost Nova, a nasty 1-2 combination, a little bit of Orb of Corruption, negative armor going down, going down still. Alright, 0-1 upgrades for the undead army now. Well, units getting just absolutely blasted in this war of attrition. Having access to that hero nuking, that Death Knight, and that Lich seems to be working out very well. Oh, the Death Coil actually hitting the wrong target, perhaps wanting to hit that archer. And, well, your micro still needs to be spot on in order to start pushing ahead and to get that advantage. So far, though, units are still backing away here. Orb of Venom on that Priestess of the Moon and also on the Keeper of the Grove. No Orb of Venom on the Alchemist, though, as we're going to be looking into a fight here. All right, there goes Orb of Venom onto the Abomination. You're going to see that damage over time adding up very, very quickly, as the Priestess of the Moon and the Keeper of the Grove may be able to start winning some of these battles of attrition because of that Orb of Venom attack. All right, couple of Huntresses backing up just in time to stay alive, and now trying to re-engage Entangle onto an Abomination, pretty much taking him out of the fight, as 120 going to be losing. Come on, lose that Abomination down to 2 hit points. It just needs one more tap from the Huntress and it would get taken down. A Glaive Bounce would finish it off. And what is going on here? Wow, the one Abomination was down to 15 hit points for so long, or 2 hit points for so long, and ends up another Abomination ends up getting taken down. A little bit of miss micro there by Moon, and not getting the easy target, that low-hanging fruit with high rewards. All right, still continuing to fight their way. Again, a big Frost Nova finishing off a lot of archers. Scroll of Healing trying to save. Staff of Preservation saves once more. Destroyers continuing to fight as well, as the Abominations heading, or trying to head back into that back line, trying to finish off some of those units. 55 supply compared to 59. Damage still eating through here as that Death Knight is in that frontline spot. Are we going to get some healing spray? Yes, we are. Archers are getting healed back up, but the Abominations are able to do a large amount of damage still. There goes another Archer, as level 4 now goes up onto that Lich. Lich, however, does not have enough mana. Dark Ranger going to be in trouble. Dark Ranger falls as well, as the Destroyers are going after each of those units. 53 supply compared to 47, as the Abominations are just chasing after those targets, and the Death Knight with the Abomination should be able to deal large amounts of damage. There goes another Archer again, and whoever is retreating ends up losing, as well all of these, well, dark minions could end up becoming a bit of a problem as well, as they are trying to retreat back. This gold mine has not yet been spotted, and that is going to be the big issue. However, it may not matter. Where is that? Well, there is the Lich, there is the Death Knight. Dark Ranger is still out of commission, at least for now, as we're going to be looking at perhaps some more hero nukes coming into play. Death Knight, Death Coil onto the Priest of the Moon. Priest of the Moon still alive for now. Lich does not have enough for a Frost Nova. Abomination going to get taken down. Healing Spray, and well, 120's army is just dwindling faster compared to Moon's. 49 supply compared to 39, as an Obsidian statue gets taken down, giving level 4 to that Priestess of the Moon. All right, True Shot Arrow and Owl Scouts are the abilities right now. I don't believe we are going to be going into Searing Arrows at all. As well, Searing Arrows does not, I do not believe it stacks with that Orb of Venom, and that Orb of Venom coming in from the Priestess of the Moon and that Keeper of the Grove has such a big impact, especially since they can stack if they are coming in from different heroes. All right, archers on their way back off to the north here. We are looking at the Death Knight, Lich, Obsidian statues, perhaps making their way to the Gargantuan Sea Turtle down to the south here. There are a couple of shady Murlocs hiding in the shadows, but that is going to end up just getting cleared up as well. Lich continuing to fight. Gargantuan Sea Turtle should get finished off pretty quick. Meanwhile, the expansion off to here, over here at the 10 o'clock position, quickly getting cleared up as the unsummoning, well, will give a little bit of additional gold to 120, but that is about it. Plenty of gold mined there compared to here. Yeah, a 2,000 gold mine difference, as the main bases are nearly out of gold. This is going to be a very bad day indeed for 120. As the one gold mine is going to fall, is he going to be able to defend it? Moon needs to defend this to hold on to his economic advantage. Death Knight, Lich already in position. Double Obsidian statues. Dark Ranger also here as well. The full hero trifecta all ready to engage. Is Moon going to be able to do very much of anything, as we might see a detonation there? Yes, we do, as the units are now trying to fight. All right, Tree of Life down to 400 hit points. Going to be dropping relatively steadily. Are we going to see any more Frost Novas right there? Death Coil, no, there goes a Frost Nova. Scroll of Town Portal in position. Tree of Life down to 12 hit points as it ends up getting taken out. The repair is not enough. And well, there goes the units. Where did they? Scroll of Town Portal back home, but they don't have anything to really mine from. Gold mine, 1,200 gold here, 600 gold left. Both armies are about the same size, and this next battle is going to be absolutely key. What do you do in this position? Moon picking up his Tree of Life and is going to be walking it over to this gold mine here. He's going to be able to mine pretty easily. Meanwhile, the upgrades on Moon's units, True Shot Aura level 2 coupled with 2-1 upgrades, that is what, 33 damage on the upper end from each archer, and there are just a sea of archers here. Tree of Eternity does not have Nature's Blessing, so it is going to be a very long walk getting into that position. All right, Death Knight continuing to wander back once again. Destroyers, well, gonna take to the skies once more. Are we gonna see some Devour Magic Wisps trying to head back here? What armies pretty much are what you see is what you get. Death Knight, is it gonna try and pick up any items? Yes, it picks up a potion of lesser invulnerability, and 120 looks like it is ready to try and finish this fight here with what he has. Meanwhile, well, the fight is gonna have to go to Moon. The Tree of Eternity is gonna be getting into position here. And that Tree of Eternity getting into position next to that gold mine and forcing a fight, as he will be mining while the undead is not going to be able to. I would like to see where all the reforged drama goes. All right, unsummoning that black, is that unsummoning the Black Citadel? Yes, it is unsummoning that Black Citadel, trying to get every last bit of gold possible. Are we going to see another Devour Magic? Yes, we are. Archers are all in position. They're going to be ready to belt back here, and that was a perfect semicircle. It's just causing a bit of problems. All right, ready for an engagement. There goes Death Coil, Frost Nova onto one archer. Two archers already down as they are slowed up a bit. Abominations in that front line. 120 trying to push through here. Moon has the smaller army already. Healing spray. We are looking at more damage coming through. And the Lich's Frost Nova timing was absolutely perfect. 120 waiting until it had full mana on the Death Knight and on that Lich, able to deal so much damage now, as the Death Knight should be able to try to get some Death Coils off onto the Priestess of the Moon. Moon losing his Priestess of the Moon, and things can go from bad to worse here. The Moon the Priestess of the Moon represented so much bonus damage to all of these units as well. All right, more damage coming through. There goes that Alchemist, and that is perhaps going to be the end of it right there. 34 supply compared to 47. Moon having the higher overall score, but 120 timing his attack at the very last moment, coming across with full hit point heroes and full mana heroes, able to Frost Nova, Death Coil down a couple of key early archers, and then things just went his way. Priestess of the Moon, once that Priestess of the Moon was down, that reduced the amount of damage by each archer by 5, greatly reducing the amount of damage from the entire Night Elf army and allowing those destroyers to just constantly devour magic, take down those Ents. Once those Ents were taken down, well, there was easy access and easy pickings for the Abominations to get within melee range. And, well, with Disease Cloud, that melee damage, that normal damage onto all of those archers, it was easy pickings again with just a Frost Nova or a Death Coil. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.